Start with a statement before any questions. Last 72 hours been incredibly difficult, but also incredibly valuable to me, to my career, my life goals, and I've been extremely hard. It's not easy to do this, but I had a great talk with the NHL and the NHLPA over the last day. I'm excited for the potential change that can be made to protect the younger generation. This is something I've been advocating for years, and I'm encouraged about the approach they want to take. To build on that, I've tried in many avenues to bring some change of things that I've gone through in my career. And I don't want to see with anyone else because I know how close it's been for me, my family, my kids, personal friends, teammates. I'm always going to advocate for mental health and advocate for this league, but moving forward, I'm looking to help in more private matter. This weekend was a cry for help from this league, the league I love. That's given me so much, but I'm just looking to protect the younger players. And the only way to affect change in my mind is to do it in a non-public fashion. I feel like I'm very encouraged about the talks that I've had and that we're gonna have moving forward. I may not be able to answer all your questions because some of the change will take time. I appreciate your respect when asking your questions, and that's I'll open up for any questions.
Rob, I think Kimo Lou over the weekend kind of responded that he didn't like how the NHL handled kind of his situation, that investigation. So I guess what makes you confident that the NHL will kind of, enact some of the change that you're looking to see?
Not to throw any of my fellow friends or players under the bus, but there's a way of going about matters. This weekend is the way I don't like to do it, but I've tried in different ways for many times and many different forums. But I think a lot of other, retired players don't get changed because they go in with the axe right away instead of, and I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking to bring anything down. I'm not looking to talk about this in a public matter anymore. I want to bring change with my experiences of people and evidence that I have myself. And that's why I believe that this will be successful, and I've had, again, 2 very good calls, and I have a few more coming up, and I believe that they are sincere, and I'm an optimistic person. This is something that I've fought for a long time, and to look for this, for a change for the younger generations, not to go through what I have gone through and others that I know.
Are those upcoming calls with the NHL and the NHLPA as well?
I've already had them. I will have more, and they, you got to give them credit. It's tough to run a league. It's tough to know everything. I'm not blaming anyone specifically. It's just there's some change that can come to light to make sure that players don't suffer in silence, mental health, all these types of things, where I think that I and other players have good insight. All I'm asking for is to be a part of that change and that discussion to fix some of the things for us as players. And I don't want to see any players suffer in silence anymore, and I don't want to see things like Jack Eichel happen to anyone else anymore.
Rob, you've obviously felt this way for a while, but in terms of wanting to get the message out, was it just something that day you felt like you needed to just tweet about it and let it out? Or
Yeah.
Over the last few days leading up?
No, listen, people point a lot to my mental health and this bipolar episode, whatnot. People seen I've come into camp in really good shape, really good mind frame, very excited. It's not something I enjoy. This is incredibly tough. But for a long time, I've been trying to be heard and to implement some change, not publicly. It hasn't happened. And what happened over the weekend was a cry for help. And in the end of the day, it's how it brought the conversation and brought everyone to the table, and the rest will be behind closed doors, and it will not be in the public eye.
When you talk to the NHL and you ask for change, do you have specific things that you would like to see implemented?
Yes.
I know you can't go too far in detail, but just
No,
what is
there,
your message to the NHL? Like,
No,
what
my
specific
message-
thing would you like to see?
my message is very clear. I'm not looking to hurt anyone. That's why I'm offering my, don't want to do public anymore. I don't want to hurt anything. I just want to be a part of the conversation and share my stories of what's the right and wrongs and the different things that have been through my career and the things that I've seen around. And, people are hurting. People are hurting after their careers. And, I don't want to see that when there are things that we can implement to not have that happen. But it's going to be not in public forum anymore. And, I don't want to cause a distraction for my team that's going for the Stanley Cup. I'm going for the Stanley Cup, but this is a huge issue for me, as, lives matter more than cup for me.
Was the commissioner part of your conversation, and was he receptive and good listener?
Both NHL and NHLPA were extremely open to allow what I had to say, and I expect some really good calls going forward. As they know, I'm just here to help. I'm not here for anything else, and I don't want to put myself in this position anymore throughout my career. I'm going to still talk about mental health in society and mental health in general, but the league will be the league, and I think I will have the chance to be a part, and other players hopefully be a part of implementing some change that's going to benefit all of us, not just the players, but the teams. That's all I want. I want this league to be extremely successful, which they are, but there are things in my experience throughout my career that shouldn't happen, and we're taking that behind closed doors.
You mentioned Elaine Vigneault. Just curious if his name came up in discussions you had with the league, and what came out of that?
As I said, my discussions with the league are private, and they will remain private. And I understand that there will be backlash to me regarding some things, and that's fine. I'm okay with that, because in the end of the day, finally, I'm a part to raise my voice to the people that matter, to implement change. And no matter what happens to my image or what people think about me, they can make their own judgment. I'm fine with that, because this is a huge step in the right direction.
So, the Carrick's situation has been resolved to his satisfaction. Are we even having this conversation? Or was that the catalyst for you to say what's been on your mind for quite a while?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a part of it. But that does take away, what I've been fighting for a long time is mental health and problems that I've gone through and seen personal friends suffer from, and friends outside the league and all stuff. Like, we just want some help with some change. It's not all anyone's fault. It's all of us faults. It's a lot of the shit I've done. It's my fault, but there can be things in place to help everyone more. What happened to Eichel? I know Eichel. He's my captain. I know his family. I have tremendous love for his dad. I know they're not lying, and I can't stand by and sit and see a fellow player and a friend what's happening when I've been through kind of similar things. And we all worry about his neck or whatnot, but how about his mental health? That's kind of part of my whole journey, right? How many people are talking about his health mentally? So, in the end of the day, I feel like the CBA is the CBA, but the CBA also states you do the best thing for your patient, and I think every doctor take a what do you call it, a bow for that. And I think what's happening to him right now is nothing the best for the patient, and I don't think that's the doctors that are in charge.
We've seen some of it on Twitter, players reaching out to you, saying they kind of feel the same way. What is, I guess, off Twitter, what has that outreach been like?
No, it's been great from a certain amount of players. Again, after your career, this is where it's so, like, what I said is, and what I've been trying to implement is nothing new. A lot of people have talked about it. I'm an active player. This is extremely hard. That's why active players don't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want change, and I will not do this anymore. And I will try to affect change in other ways. And but change is coming, and that's what I'm doing for the younger generation. That's what I just want to have a conversation. I'm not demanding anything. I'm not threatening anyone. I just want people to hear our stories and make sure that people don't get hurt.
Just to be clear, you were not disciplined by the league or by the Golden Knights for your comments?
Not what I'm aware of. Again, I'm willing to take any consequences for my action. I think what people know and think about me is fairly clear. Everyone has, it's obviously mixed opinions, but I'm sitting here ready for any consequences that might come my way. I'm a man who stands up for what I believe in, and I've been fighting for this for a long time. And again, I feel like it's been a really hard 72 hours with mixed emotions, some really hard emotions, some tears, but also some joy of seeing that, finally reached to the right platforms and been able to at least express my feelings, and maybe, even if it's a maybe, get some change for the younger generation.
When you get messages from guys saying like, "Thank you for doing this," I wasn't going to come out and say that. Is that hard still?
No, I mean, everyone's their own person. Everyone is comfortable with what they're comfortable. I'm not comfortable with this. I did it anyways. I'm not comfortable doing any of this. It's extremely hard, especially, again, not hide behind anything, because I'm a proud bipolar person, but it's not easy with a storm like this and being the people think I seek attention and stuff like that. I really don't. I really don't like it. It's not easy for me mentally, but I don't think I have to do that anymore. And that's why it's been a whirlwind of ups and downs that I think it's turned into a bit of a joy right now of at least having someone listening, and maybe make it a little bit better for the younger generation, or maybe other sports even listen to this as well. If it can help 1%, I'm happy about that.
It seems like the team has been really supportive of you. I was talking to some comments and support. So what does that mean for you to have the support of this franchise behind you?
It means everything to me. Obviously, this is a very goal-oriented team. I don't want distractions. I don't want this for any one of our players. But they've been very supportive in everything. And in the end of the day, I've said it many times, not just because I play here, because I believe people see that I call it as it is. I haven't seen anything here. They go over the top here, and they're very diligent and careful about things, and kind of how I want it to be everywhere. And I've been advocating to have mental health professionals in every team, not just sports science guys, because there's a lot of mental health around in sports as well. I'm trying to just get my voice heard, and but again, now it's going to be a non-public forum, and that's where maybe some change can happen. And I hope that people respect that, and I will still be open to talk about mental health in general and my experience as non-hockey player in life about stuff, but things with the league will stay behind closed doors, because that's where I think you brought up the Kima Lou and maybe a Daniel Carcillo, who I know well, and all that stuff. I don't want to fight with the league. I want to implement change, and there's different ways of doing it. I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong or right, but I'm doing what I believe in, and I'm willing to give up my public voice about these matters to implement change, and I think that's the way to do it.